Hello, everybody. My name is Crack Crusader, and welcome back to Crusader Reviews. Today, I will be reviewing A Plague Tale Requiem. That's the name of the game, A Plague Tale Requiem. So, in A Plague Tale Requiem, like in A Plague Tale Innocence, you play as Amicia de Rune, who is a French noble, I think, whose father and mother had two kids. One of those kids is diseased with the curse, and the other one is a probably 17 to like a 16 to probably 19-year-old girl. So in this game, you play as Amicia de Rune, the teenage girl who has to take her brother Hugo, who's only 6, through a bunch of adventures, killing a bunch of guards, or sneaking past them if you choose to. I kill everyone, killing a bunch of guards, a bunch of enemies, a bunch of mercenaries, controlling a bunch of rats, telling the rats to go away, telling them to go attack, for a end that made me cry like a little baby. Because, and I'm gonna be honest, I'll just start with where I normally do the bad stuff. A Plague Tale Requiem, just like the first game, the story beats never really hit me. They always seemed just like I couldn't connect with them personally because of the position the brother and sister were in, were just something so unfamiliar to me. I've never had like my younger brother, who's only like a year younger than me. I've never had to deal with him having like a really serious disease or anything, so I've never felt like where I needed to protect him or anything. So the story beats never really hit, and I didn't really ever connect with the story. Honestly, I just played the second game because I played the first game, and the first game, when I was posting my clips to TikTok, did pretty good for me. So that's really the only reason I played the second game. Another problem with the game is I believe I had a few glitches with the game, not a whole lot, but a few. Yeah, that's every game. Honestly, another thing I had a problem with is the combat is very boring, honestly. It's a lot of the same stuff you deal with. If you play how I played, you're basically just whipping enemy. Excuse me. You're basically just hitting enemies in the head with a rock. Or when you get your crossbow, just shooting them with crossbolts. Basically, the combat is pretty. Really, it's not pretty. It is extremely linear. It's not made to be super hard, though. This game focuses way more on its story than anything else. Now, getting onto the parts that I liked, because there's not a lot I disliked. I said how the story beats never really hit with me. Well, they did until the ending part, where Amicia is basically dealing with the fact her brother is going to not be okay. Let's put it like that. And it's really sad because honestly, once you get to know these two, like I liked Hugo as a character, and that's her little brother. And I also really liked Amicia, even though I thought she could be a little bit strong-headed or strong-willed. I still liked her. Now, once you get past like the like over half of the like probably 2/3 of the story, that really just hit with me, and it just made the whole game from like what would have been like a 7 to like a 9. It's just such a good game, and the soundtrack's pretty good too, honestly. If you like video game music, I think A Plague Tale Requiem has really good music. I like the characters, the new ones that they introduced. They introduced 2 new characters and a few new enemy, like evil people, to the fold of the game, which made it also a lot more, which made it a lot better, and a whole new kind of upgrade system where in the first game you didn't have perks to upgrade. In this game you had perks to upgrade through playing the game, and if you play the game like certain ways, it would influence how your perks leveled up. And like I don't even know if there's that much more to talk about. Like I guess I could talk about the part that made me cry. So At the end of the game, like once you're in the prologue, once you're done it, there's a scene of Amicia going to a grave. I'm not gonna say whose grave it is, but she goes to this person's grave, and she is, yeah, fuck it, it's Hugo's grave. She goes to Hugo's grave. Hugo dies right at the end of the game, and you as the player have to make Amicia kill him, and it sucks. It hurts. And I nearly cried doing it because it doesn't feel right. It's not the story that they deserved. It's not the ending that they deserved. Anyway, going into the prologue, once you're right at the end of the prologue, Amicia goes to Hugo's grave. And she starts basically saying how much she misses him and how she wished he could have lived longer and how he would have made a bunch of friends and everything. And I was a super good soul that they lost that day. And it's just made me cry because he didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. Like, such a hard thing to watch as like someone who has a younger brother. My younger brother were to die like that, I would be very upset, including if it was by my own hands. Let alone Amicia literally has no family left. Once Hugo died, she had no one. Except for her few friends that made it out. But she lost a few friends along the way, may I remind you. She basically only has 2 really close people. One of them leaves in the prologue. Like, the prologue is a year after the ending. So one of her really close friends leaves to practice his alchemy. And another one is basically a pirate, but she changes into a voyager after or like a trader after the year that goes by, and it feels bad because she's been alone on this mountain for a long time, and she seems to have got over the fact that her younger brother passed, but it's still super heart-wrenching to watch, and it really upset me, and I wish there was a different ending. And there might be. I'm not sure if there's a secret ending or not, but I hope there is, where Hugo lives. It was just so sad watching him die. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about the game. Really, it's just super story focused. If you're a big, like, person who enjoys playing single player games, Plague Tale 1 and 2, like Plague Tale Innocence and Plague Tale Requiem, I say are basically must pickups because they're so good. Including, like, the story. If you like story and characters that you get attached to, these games are both really good for it. And A Plague Tale Requiem, the graphics, I played on my PS5, because that's where I play lots of games on it. That's where I buy them. I thought it looked amazing. Like, I think Callisto Protocol is still the best game I've ever seen. But Plague Tale Requiem probably is, like, damn near second. Like, there's one scene, and you're, like, walking through a field, and I've never been one to care for graphics, but lately, the graphics on games just look so good. But yeah, that's what I have to say. What percent do I think Plague Tale Requiem gets? I don't think I did a Crusader reviews for the first game, so I'll just give one for the first game too here. The first game I think is a 75%. I think it's a good game, but that's about it. It's not like exemplary, not like exceptional, not this like game that'll completely change how you feel about gaming or anything, or how you like perceive the story or something. It's not going to do that, but it lays out the groundwork for the second game amazingly, and that's why I'm going to give the second game a 90%, because a game that can bring me to tears because of just like emotion and just how much I like connected to these characters without even noticing it, I think is worth something. Like, I think I have to mention that, and I have to bump it up way higher than the first game. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the game. If you watched this far, which I'd be surprised if you did, but who knows, maybe you did, leave a like, please. It would help my video go into the algorithm, and, that's it. Or, like, take your sling and chuck a rock at your phone and hit that subscribe button. Please don't break your phone. Don't break your phone, but yeah, you get it. I want you to subscribe and like my video. Goodbye. Hope you have a good day. Crusader out.